Hi, I'm Andrew, and today I'm going to show you how to build a deep water culture hydroponic system. It's my first time doing it, so it might not be perfect, but I had a lot of fun doing it. So what will you need to get started? You're going to need a drill with a 4.8 millimeter hole drill bit to drill holes into whatever surface needs to fit your 5 millimeter net pots. And some clay pebbles to hold onto the plants while they're in the pot. To keep the water in your system aerated, you're going to need an air pump. The one I have pictured here is a solar air pump, which has been working great for me, but they can get pretty loud, so I recommend keeping these things outside. I'm using this BioBiz organic fertilizer, but there are definitely mineral ones available as well. And to make sure that all your plants can absorb those nutrients, you're going to need a pH test kit to test your water. And as this is a deep water culture, you're going to need a large tub or bucket. Unless it's sitting in a box, I would highly recommend getting one that isn't see-through. Before we start the assembly of our system, we're going to go ahead and get our plants started. There are a couple different options out there to get your seeds started, like coconut fibers or easy plugs, but I'm just going to use this old paper towel roll and tomato tray to fill them up with soil and then plant my seeds in there. With our seedlings growing, we can go ahead and start building the system. Because I want my system kind of hidden, I'm going to put the water tub into this old pine box, which will be exposed to a lot of moisture. So to protect it, I'm going to go ahead and put this lacquer on there. Once that's done, I'm going to use the drill to drill some holes into the top of the box. I'm using a 3-2-3 setup here just to give the plants a little bit more room. Once I finished drilling the holes, I used a little bit more lacquer to cover up the exposed wood. Alright, so I filled my tub with regular tap water, and I'm going to go ahead and add the first fertilizer, which is this BioGrow. It's recommended to add 2 milliliters per liter of water, but I'm going to use a little bit less because in my experience the roots tend to rot away pretty quickly if you add too much. So in this case, less is more. My tub is 31 liters, so I should add about 15 milliliters of the fertilizer, but I'm going to do a little bit less, so about 12 and a half, just to make sure that it's not too toxic for the plants. With the tub filled and in a sunny location, I can go ahead and add my air pump. Your plants need a lot of oxygen, so the more vigorous that the pump can run, the better it is for your plants. On really sunny days, the pump runs really high, which is really great for the plants, but it can get really loud. It's kind of cloudy today, so you're not getting a whole lot of action out of the pump, but it is still pretty cool to see how the solar panel works. So your plants can really absorb the nutrients from the fertilizers. Your water should have a pH range between 5 and 7. You can use one of these cheap testing kits to check it out, but with these organic fertilizers, I found that the pH level fluctuates so much that it's hard to kind of control it. My plants still turn out pretty well, but if you want to test it and get it just right, feel free to use one of these kits. With the system set up, I can go ahead and add my plants to the net pots, and because I use these paper towel rolls, I don't have to disturb the plant too much, and I can just free it up some of the soil to expose the roots a little bit more, and then just go ahead and pop it into the net pot. So these plants are actually still pretty small. We can see some roots hanging out of the bottom here, but they definitely need a little bit more time. Usually you could put them in some kind of temporary system before you actually put it in the full system. But because we're using this deep water culture system, we can pop them in there and just continue to water them. Eventually the roots will reach the water and the plant will really shoot up. I grew this really good basil earlier in the season, and now I'm going to go ahead and take some leaves off to put on my pizza.